Good evening. This meeting of the Essex County Board of County Commissioners is hereby called to order. This meeting is being live streamed in addition to taking place here in person. Madam Deputy Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Gill?
Here.
Commissioner Luciano?
Here.
Commissioner Mercado?
Here.
Commissioner Murray Thomas?
Present.
Commissioner Richardson? Absent. Commissioner Siebold? Absent. Commissioner Sermons?
Here.
Commissioner Vice President Cooper? Here. Commissioner President Pomares?
Here. Thank you. Please stand for the salute to the flag. I'm going to ask Commissioner Luciano to lead us in the salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm just going to ask for a moment of silence in honor of those we lost since the last time we came in these chambers. Thank you. I have before me certification from the Deputy Clerk that this meeting is in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act. So let's move on to the approval of transcripts. Madam Deputy Clerk, do we have any?
No, we do not, Mr. President.
Okay, do we have any topics of discussion?
No, we do not.
Okay, so let's move on to public comment. Tonight's meeting is a combined conference board meeting, and we will vote on every item on the agenda. So if there's any member of the public who would like to comment on agenda items only, please come to the microphone, state your name and affiliation for the record. You will have 3 minutes to speak. There will be time later in the evening for public comment on any other items, so I please, at this time, ask you to limit your comment to agenda items only. Seeing none, Madam Deputy Clerk, let the record reflect there's no one wishing to speak at this time, so we're going to move on to ordinance and resolutions on introduction and first readings. Madam Deputy Clerk, do we have any?
No, Mr. President.
Okay, so let's move on to ordinance on second reading and public hearing for listing purposes only. Do we have any?
No, Mr. President.
Okay, so let's move on to ordinance on second reading for public hearing. Do we have any?
No, we do not.
Okay, so let's move on to the resolutions. We're going to skip one for the time being. We're going to go through resolutions 2 through 6 and add it starter number 41, which are from the Department of Corrections. They will be read into the record at a later time. Mr. Jackson, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board. Item 2 is the replacement of 8 commercial dryers and removal of those units from the correctional facility. Believe it or not, these dryers are from the original jail. There are going to be 8 washers, and the price is $398,256, and this will come from capital funding. Item 3 is to for the laundry detergent infusion systems and chemical supplies. This is a 1 year from the date of award in the amount of $70,475. This includes a 1-year supply of detergent, disinfectant, stain remover, and bleaching agent, and this is also coming from capital funding. Item 4 is to supply for inmate uniforms in the amount of and it's to Acme Supply Company Limited in the amount of $350,000. The previous contract was in the same amount, and this will be paid for operating funds, and this is a 2-year agreement, December 12th, 2025 through December 11th, 2027. Item 5 is with GD Correctional Services. This is authorization for a contract extension, a 90-day contract extension, not to exceed $3 million. We have been going back and forth on this contract, and so we need a 3-month extension while we go out again for a new bid. And by the time we go through that process and award it, we think we're going to need some more time. So this contract is going to continue for 90 days under the same rates as our existing contract. Item 6. Similar contract extension. This is with CFG Health Systems. Similar concept, extending it for 90 days for an amount not to exceed $5,400,000. This one is a little bit more involved because we're still waiting for the office of the OSC to give us they have to approve contracts over a certain amount before we go out for bid. and they have a rather, how should I put it, complex process to get their approval. So we're still working on that. So we'll be going out for bid once they approve it. So we need some more time to, so this extension will cover that for 90 days, and we will be back to the board with the full contract.
Okay.
And finally, item
41.
41. It's a contract order for CFG Health Systems. It's a 20% change order in the amount not to exceed $3,720,000. We've had, as you know, because of we've taken in parole violators and our population has gotten bigger, so we have more inmates, and we also have some of the costs out of healthcare supplies and pharmaceuticals. And we also have 3 inmates who have been essentially constantly in the hospital, and the cost ranging from, there's unfortunately a cancer situation, another one with a heart situation. So, and we're responsible for those healthcare costs. So our costs here have kind of gone beyond what we anticipated, but we're confident that the change order will get us through that, and there will be the new contracts, as we said, for food, and also obviously for this, will be covered in our temporary budget and finally our final budget for 2026.
Understood. So with that exception, everything else is pretty normal, routine business.
Correct.
Here. Okay. Sounds good. Ms. Shabazz, do you have any questions on these items?
No, Mr. President, they were all reviewed, no legal concerns.
Thank you. Mr. McInerney, do you have any questions?
Just on 5 and 6, so are you saying in 90 days you'll have another contract
Yes, sir.
before the?
Yes.
So you're starting now to do the whole
Yes,
project?
yes.
And that was regulatory issues that, one of them was regulatory?
Yeah, the OSC, and Mr. Colchi can speak to it, to say that it's convoluted, I would be complimentary.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Okay, leave it at that. Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Understood. Commissioners, any questions on these items? Commissioner Luciano?
Just a comment, Mr. President. I've been on this board about 14 years. CFG Health Systems has been with us a very long time. I don't know if there's a rep here from the public, but looking at item number 6 and item number 41, you know, we are talking a lot of money, $8 million, but I can put on record that I'm very familiar with them, with the administration, and they've done a great job.
Thank you, Commissioner. I agree. I mean, they've been here and presented a number of times, and we've had a lot of questions for them in the past, so they have been well vetted. Commissioner Mary Thomas, have a question?
Through you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Jackson, for that elaboration. I'm wondering if you could speak to, again, just the relationship between items 6 and 41, because they both were speaking to the increase for the health budget for the correctional facility, but they're 2 different resolutions. So could you just elaborate on why those 2 different resolutions are there, pertaining to the same general issue area?
To put it in simple terms, item 6 is dealing with January 1, 2026 through March 31st, 2026, and the second item is dealing with our current 2025 issues. It's overly simplified, but that's really what's going on.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Any other questions? Someone to move? We got 2 to 6 and number 41.
I'll move.
Thank you, Commissioner Luciano. Mary Thomas, would you like to second that?
Certainly.
Thank
Second.
you. Roll call, Madam Deputy Clerk. This is number 2 through 6 and number 41.
Commissioner Gill?
Yes.
Commissioner Luciano?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercado?
yes,
Commissioner Murray Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Richardson, absent. Commissioner Siebold, absent. Commissioner Sermons?
yes,
Commissioner Vice President Cooper? Yes. Commissioner President Palmeris?
Yes.
So moved.
Thank you. Let's move on to resolution number 7, which is from the Superintendent of Elections and Commissioner of Registration. It will be read into the record at a later time. Mr. Jackson.
Ms. Spango is not here yet.
Like a rock star, she
Like a
just
rock
walked
star.
in.
All right.
Matt, can we adjust the microphone there if you don't mind, please? Thank you. We're on number 7. Ms. Spango, your timing is impeccable. Can we bring you up to the microphone to speak to what you're here for today, number 7?
Good evening, President. This is on, and good evening, Commissioners. My name is Patricia Spango. I am the Superintendent of Elections for Essex County, Commissioner of Registration. I'm here tonight before you to ask you for your approval of my printing contract, which is with, I'm nervous because the chairman's standing right here. With Royal Printing. I brought them along with me in case there are any questions.
Great. Why don't we just have them come up and introduce themselves and tell us what they're going to do, and
Okay.
we'll just do that.
Kevin Pisante from Royal Printing.
Thank you. Good evening, sir. Please just state your name and affiliation for the record, and just tell us about the services you'll be offering. Let us adjust the microphone. There's a slight height
Little
difference.
height difference there. Sure, my name is Kevin Pisante. I'm one of the owners of Royal Printing Service. We're located in West New York, New Jersey, not too far from here, Hudson County. We specialize in a lot of election material. We print for roughly half the state of New Jersey, supplying ballots, election materials, supplies, poll books, voting authority slips and cards, voter acknowledgement cards, any kind of various type of election material that we've been doing for the last 30 years. We've been contracted with the County of Essex for the last, I think, 6-7 years now, working with Patty, doing some of the same types of materials. So.
Thank you, sir. While we have the vendor here, Ms. Shabazz, do you have any questions?
No questions, Mr.
Mr.
President.
McInerney?
No questions.
Commissioner, any questions for the vendor?
Mr. President,
Commissioner Mary Towers?
thank you, and thank you for your work. Just wondering if you could speak to employment of Essex County residents within your company.
If I could, I'm sorry.
The employment of Essex County residents
The
within your,
employment of Essex
within
County
your
residents?
company, how many represented,
Sure.
represented, et cetera?
I'm going to be honest and tell you, I don't know off the top of my head. We have 66 full-time employees. I'm going to estimate that there probably are 5 or 6 that are Essex County residents. I can't speak to that without having that right in front of me.
Thank you.
So,
Any other questions, commissioners? Okay, great. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
certainly.
Seeing no other questions, commissioners, anyone to move number 7?
I'll move it.
Moved by Commissioner Gildo, a second.
Second.
Second by Luciano. Roll call, Madam Deputy Clerk, on number 7.
Commissioner Gill,
Yes.
Commissioner Luciano,
Yes.
Commissioner Mercado,
Yes.
Commissioner Murray Thomas.
Yes.
Commissioner Richardson, absent. Commissioner Siebold, absent. Commissioner Sermons.
Yes.
Commissioner Vice President Cooper. Commissioner President Palmeris.
Yes.
So moved.
Thank you. Let's move on to resolutions 8 through 10, which are from the Department of Citizen Services, and they can be read into the record at a later time. Mr. Jackson?
Thank you, Mr. President. Item 8 is in the amount of $80,000 is for our Code Blue homeless services, which are done through the Irvington Neighborhood Development Improvement Corporation and East Orange. And the agreement will be from December 1st, 2025 through March 31st, 2026.
Are you going to take 9 and 10 as well?
Item 9 is going to be Shamika Piera, and also I think Alexis is here as well. Shamika.
Matt, way to keep you busy tonight.
Good evening, everyone.
Please speak into the microphone. Just state your name and affiliation.
Good evening. My name is Shamika Pierce. I'm from Essex County Division of Senior Services. I'm a supervisor of the Information and Assistance Unit. I'm here to talk about the heating oil program for seniors. We give once a year for seniors to get oil, emergency oil, 250 gallons of free emergency oils for seniors that's in need. We go by the emergency guidelines, the poverty guidelines, and we do I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous.
No, don't be nervous. That's okay. We're all friendly here. We're all friendly here. Just, we just really, for the benefit of the public, understand what you're doing and what this is about.
Yes, we have an intake process, and they call in, and we do an intake process, and we deliver 250 gallons of emergency oil for the seniors of Essex County.
Wonderful. Thank you. Ms. Shabazz, do you have any questions?
No legal questions.
Mr. McInerney, any
No
questions?
questions on this.
Commissioners, any questions?
Through you, Mr. President.
Commissioner Mary Thomas, and then Commissioner Vice President Cooper.
Thank you. I just wanted to celebrate you and thank you for the work that you and your team do every single day, especially to protect our seniors. People live their whole lives looking out for us, championing us, so that we get to do that. And you, in particular, and your team get to do that through your work. It's not lost on us as a county. So just thank you for your service. And in fact, right before this meeting, I got to honor an organization that called Clinton Hill Action Work that does similar work in the South Ward of Newark. So just thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Commissioner Vice President?
Thank you. What numbers do seniors call if they're interested
Uh,
in the career?
Okay, so they either call the main number, the 973-395-8375. That's usually the main number that they call, or they can also start calling 973-395-8365. You're welcome.
See, that wasn't so bad, right? All right, thank you. All right, let's move on to number 10.
Mr. Martinez.
Good evening, Mr. Martinez.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Jason Martinez. I am the Director for Essex County Youth Services Commission. Today, we are requesting approval for a contract award to Track Group to provide GPS electronic monitoring services from January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2026, not to exceed $129,434. The equipment that will be used by the Division of Youth Service Commission on the Youth Services will be for court order youth as a detention alternative while they wait their final disposition. Any
Thank you,
questions?
Mr. Martinez. Ms. Shabazz, any questions?
No legal questions.
Mr. McInerney, any questions?
No questions.
Commissioners, any questions?
I have a question.
Commissioner Mary Thomas?
Thank you. First of all, thank you for the work that you do. I'm very familiar with you and your leadership, so I appreciate you being here. It's not exactly related to this particular resolution, but just as far as the work of the department in general, I'm wondering, while we have you, if you could speak a little bit to some of the work you do around preventing that cycle of recidivism that unfortunately some of our young people who enter these systems find themselves in. What are some of the things that you and your department are kind of implementing to make sure our young people don't have to, revisit us as much as they can?
Right, so the Youth Service Commission, we do not provide direct services. What we do is we provide funding, grants for nonprofit and government agencies to prevent youth, preventing them to go into the juvenile justice system. And those that have been court involved, give them an opportunity such as an alternative to detention. That way they are learning what the mistakes they had done, going to continue their education and making sure that they don't enter the juvenile justice system again.
Got it. So you guys are more providing supports for third-party agencies that are doing that prevention work is what I'm hearing?
Yes, prevention all the way into reentry.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, Commissioner Mary Thomas, would you like to move 8 through 10?
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Luciano, the second. Roll call, Madam Deputy Clerk, for 8 through 10.
Commissioner Sermons,
Yes.
Commissioner Siebold, absent. Commissioner Richardson, absent. Commissioner Murray Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Mercado,
Yes.
Commissioner Luciano,
Yes.
Commissioner Gill,
Yes.
Commissioner Vice President Cooper, Commissioner President Pomaris.
Yes.
So moved.
Let's go back to resolution number 1. Just for a moment, we're going to go back, and then we'll come back to 11. Mr. Jackson, can you explain resolution number 1?
Mr. Mohammed will explain this item.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed. Good evening, Mr. Mohammed.
Good evening, Hussam Mohammed, County Treasurer. Resolution number 1 is for transfer of funds for the 2025 appropriation year. This is to make sure all the departments are covered and there is no any for expenditures. And I'm here for any questions.
Mr. Shabazz, any questions?
No questions.
Mr. McInerney, any questions?
Yes, just some comments. I had spoken to Mr. Mohammed on this before, but I wanted the board to understand where some of the larger allocations are. There's 1.6 million going to correctional facility salaries and wages, and $1.6 million correctional facilities other expenses. My understanding is that the salary and wage allocation of $1.6 million is there based on the overtime and there's some issues at the facility that I'd like Mr. Mohammed just to explain what he explained to me that's taking place, that's driving this.
So for the salaries and wages, we transfer in 1.6 million. You mentioned about the overtime. We have the amount of inmates are actually increasing. We have over 2,200, and they required more overtime. Plus, we have no pay dues. Employees, they finish with their sick time and vacation time, and they get docked, and somebody else has to do the work. That's why we have the large increase in overtime. And for the other expenses, other expenses.
Yeah, I just want to, let me just, well, before you go to the expenses, on the 1.6, it is overtime, but as he was saying, and maybe just take it clearer, there are a substantial number of correctional officers that don't show up for work, and as a result, this creates a need to fill those spots, and this is, from what I'm understanding, it's quite a big problem. And that creates the need to have other correctional officers brought in or extend their tours that generates this large amount of overtime, which requires this transfer. And I would just ask Mr. Mohammed or the administration to agree or disagree with that.
Yes, actually the amount of people who missed work and they didn't get paid, it's around $7 million as of to date. So this is cover most of the overtime. And we required only to do 1.6 million.
All right, so then the question is, are we making money because people don't go? I mean, 1.6 is the transfer, it's not what the overtime is.
No,
that doesn't equate to the overtime because of people not showing up for work. That's just the amount of money we need in the budget to make up for that difference. So what I'd like to know is, okay, we're saving $7 million. What are we actually, what overtime is specific to the amount of overtime that's paid because of that factor?
So the problem is the no pay due $7 million. This will be regular time. So officers will be docked under regular time, and other officers has to work time and a half, basically
So
make
it's
time
really
and a
hard
half.
to tell.
So that's why we needed the transfer.
No.
If I may, I think our budget for overtime is 9.3 million.
Yes.
And the actual expense is going to be about 12.3. So there's a 3.
So you would say that differential would be, around, so it's, if anything, maybe we're a little ahead of the game.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson.
All right, well, that's the point I wanted to make. Either way that fell, I think it was important. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Mr. McInerney. Commissioners, any questions? Commissioner Mary Thomas.
Thank you. I have a question. It's less about the budget per se, so I don't know if this maybe isn't for you or for someone else from the administration, and more about what's happening in the jail. So I'm just curious about a couple of things. So one, if there's so few people who are coming into work, that flags to me, one, perhaps a need for a better assessment around what's actually going on in the jail to contribute to the quality of life for the staff who are saying, I actually don't want to be here. I mean, like that many people calling out to me signals something. And so I'm wondering what the administration is doing to, one, pay closer attention to what is the quality of the everyday experience of being an officer. Certainly here at the Board of Commissioners meetings, we do get any comments from folks running the corrections office about, what the nature of that's like. So I'm wondering, one, what's the research and the work being done by the administration to see what the experience is like from correctional officers so we can make this a place where people actually want to actually come to work. Secondly, where are we with kind of hiring and staffing? Because it does seem then, if we're spending so much money in overtime, perhaps we do need to expand the actual hiring pool, or rather the pool of people who are there. And so where are we with staffing, et cetera?
We have a couple points there. One is we have about 100 to 120 people more than we hire more than we technically need because of the issue of people not coming to work, and we still have a shortage. I think that one, if you've gone through and improved contracts, we've increased the pay of folks to come to work substantially certainly since I've been here. But also Director Charles and Director Vega and others are looking at programs mental health programs, other things to make, to address some of the concerns. But I would say that while the Corrections Department is one of our larger departments, I find that it's something that's really endemic to workforce in general. Generationally, there's a different mindset. People come to work to accomplish certain things. Like I want to go bike riding, to Colorado. So I earn my money to go to my bicycle thing, and I go. And you say, well, what about other issues? Or like, no, I'm good. If I don't come to work and I've done my vacation time, okay, don't pay me. There's a different mindset among the younger generation, and I'm not, and it's just, and corrections guys get a little bit beat up because, again, it's such a large department. But if you ask Anibal and DFAB, ask, other people, the sheriff, ask Sheriff Jones, it is a generational, I can't say the word, difference of mindset. The jail is actually 1,000% better than it was 10 years ago. I mean, in terms of just the environment, what's the improvements that have been made, work issues. It's a different, and we have to, we have to manage accordingly to make sure we have enough people there. But I don't know how we change that mindset. It's different.
If I may too, I appreciate that context. You mentioned something around mental health, and I'm thinking about maybe it was around this time last year. We had those deaths, right? And again, I'm not in law enforcement, I'm not in corrections, but I have family that is, right? And I have family who are inside jails, right? So I know it's not easy being an insider as an inmate or working there. I say that to say, especially in light of things that have gone on in recent years, you mentioned mental health, having different things like that, and something that's a priority. I'm glad to hear that is something that seriously, and I'm looking forward to hearing more about, because you're right, there's a generational thing, but then also just the work itself is not easy for anyone.
I think it's the toughest job in Newark County. I mean, I have nothing but respect for people who do it. And so I think some of the issues that I talked about, that those issues with the different mindset, I think are more highlighted there, just because of the difficult. So you see it more. It's harder to make yourself come in to do that job than maybe some other jobs we have in the county. I respect everybody's work, and everybody works hard and have tough responsibilities. But for me, that's a tough job.
Robert?
Yes, sir.
May I add something?
Jerome, please just state your name. Just state your name.
Jerome St. John County Council. We have to deal with the disciplines on these matters, as Robert knows, so we see them all the time. I 100% agree with them. It is a generational problem, and people understand they're going to be absent without permission, and they're going to get their pay docked, and it's like, okay, it's a new world out there, is what it is. So, and I see it. It's not just corrections, as Robert said. We have disciplines all throughout the county on people that have a different attitude about work than I had in the Stone Ages, and that some of you very recently had. All right, so it's a whole different attitude.
Thank you. All right, let's bring it back to the budget. Mr. McInerney, you have a question on the budget?
Yeah, I just want to add something to that. You've had this almost metamorphosis to the jail, though. I mean, that's a part of it, but then what degree of it is that, prior the county jail was for nonviolent prisoners that, might be second-story burglars or nonviolent drug offenders. Now you have federal inmates there that are murderers. And so, when you go to a state prison or federal prison, you might find that you may not have that, but those guys are trained at a whole different level. And so how much of that adds to the strain dealing with these career criminals, as opposed to years ago when it was only a county prison where you couldn't stay there more than a year.
Excellent point. Right?
Yeah.
Good point. Let's bring it back to the budget, which is what we're trying to move here. Commissioner Vice President?
Two questions. So, Mr. Jackson, listening to Mr. Muhammad, do we need to increase the staffing levels at the prison since the population seems to be growing?
Well, we've done that, and as Mr. St. John said, we're doing more with guidance and counseling and discipline, all those kind of mixed together. And we're also doing, I think, a better job of managing the overtime. One of the things that the Ambrose Group will do for us is to kind of figure out ways that we can manage that a little bit better. So there's a whole bunch of things going on at the same time, but I do not think we need to add more people. We just think figure out a way to get people to come to work.
Great segue to my second question. The Ambrose Group, did we ask them to help us look at creating some policies around this issue? I remember when they were here doing that presentation, and that issue had come up about the attendance, and maybe coming up with some kind of strategies to address this. Did we make this a part of the thing?
That is part of their assignment. I'm not sure it was the second or the one that we just approved, but it's included. I'll find out specifically for you and get back, and I'll notify the clerk.
These are all great points. We can bring this back to our committee in 2026, since that committee hasn't met in a while. The upcoming report, it will be probably apropos to then convene that committee. Any other questions on number 1? Seeing none, someone to move it? Moved by Vice President Cooper. Do I have a second? Second by Luciano. Roll call, Madam Deputy Clerk. This is number 1.
Commissioner Gill,
Yes.
Commissioner Luciano,
Yes.
Commissioner Mercado,
Yes.
Commissioner Murray Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Richardson, absent. Commissioner Siebold, absent. Commissioner Sermons,
Yes.
Commissioner Vice President Cooper, Commissioner President Pomaris.
Yes.
So moved.
Thank you. Let's move on to resolutions 11 and 12, which are for the Department of Health and Rehabilitation, Division of Hospital Center, and they can be read into the record at a later time. Is this Mr. Delgaudio doing this? No, doesn't want.
Frank Delgaudio, Director, Essex County Hospital Center. Resolution number 11 is a contract with IPPC Pharmacy to provide the actual pharmacy provider for the patient population at the hospital center. It was advertised as a competitive contract. We only had, I think they were the sole bidder on this opportunity. It's a 3-year with a 2-year renewal option. The cost for the 3 years is not to exceed $6,500,000. So we average approximately 88,000 doses per month at the hospital center. This contract is also awarded based on a discount off wholesale pricing. It's not a price base per drug. So what they do is they get a wholesale price, and then they give us a discount, and that's what we asked to make a determination for the award of contract. The next resolution, number 12, is, again, was advertised as a competitive contract for the cost reporting and reimbursement services to Pino Consulting Group. This, again, is a 3-year contract with a 2-year renewal option. The cost for the 3-year contract is $505,000.
Thank you, Mr. Delgado. Ms. Shabazz, any questions on 11 or 12?
No, no legal questions. They were all reviewed.
Mr. McInerney?
On the Pino contract, is that does all the indirect costing with regard to establishing the rate of reimbursement from the state?
Through you, Mr. President, it also is a contract that does the reimbursement for the patients at the county hospital, but they also perform the indirect cost reports for the county, for the Treasury Department. They do all the indirect cost reporting for the county, too. It's included in this contract.
Like for DFAT, they do all for.
They do that, too? Okay. And then on 11, is that discount universal, or does it apply individually to different drugs?
Through you, Mr. President, it's a universal discount on the monthly invoice.
All right, thank you.
Commissioners, any questions or comments on number 11 and 12? Commissioner Gill?
Thank you, Mr. President. Through you, on number 12, what have we spent prior on this contract?
Through you, Mr. President, the last contract was annually, it was $131,000 per year for 2 years. And 11 is the pharmacy, correct? 12. Yeah.
12 for the Pino Consulting Group. What was the 120,000?
131 over 2 years.
Over 2 years.
Yeah.
And just to, so I'm understanding, again, through you, Mr. President,
ahead.
so this covers other departments, and so to speak, so DFAB and other, more than just the hospital center. Yeah.
Through you, Mr. President, yeah, it covers the whole indirect cost reporting. So in other words, if there's anything that goes, the cost of fuel, the cost of utilities, everything that goes, that is paid by other departments such as Public Works to run the hospital and to run other grant-funded agencies is done through the indirect cost report.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other questions on 11 and 12? Seeing none, Commissioner Gill, would you like to move them?
Yes.
Do I have a second? Second by Vice President Cooper for 11 and 12. Roll call, Madam Deputy Clerk.
Commissioner Sermons?
Yes.
Commissioner Siebold, absent. Commissioner Richardson, absent. Commissioner Murray Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercado?
Yes.
Commissioner Luciano?
Yes.
Commissioner Gill?
Yes.
Commissioner Vice President Cooper? Commissioner President Palmeris?
Yes.
So moved.
Let's move to resolutions 13 through 21 and added starters 36 and 38, which are from the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs. They will be read into the record at a later time. Mr. Zates will be addressing these?
Correct.
Okay. Mr. Jackson, before we start with Mr. Zates, we had a couple of questions brought up last week on a couple of parks. Do you have any updates?
Yes, I can provide an update. Thank you for the opportunity,
Thank
Mr.
you, sir.
President. Vailsburg, there were 3 issues that we took a look at. One was the long jump pit, which is being evaluated because the criteria for doing them and some safety issues are still in question. So that's an ongoing investigation to whether that's possible. The use of the kitchen will be inspected on Friday. And Sheriff Jones and his team are aware of the traffic situation there and trying to evaluate some alternatives. So those are the 3 issues. With respect to Weequahic Park, there was a number of comments about a new baseball field, and there isn't a new baseball field. The field that's there is just being upgraded. The field is there, is being used, but it's under the standards of Essex County. And what we're doing is basically upgrading it to like all the other baseball fields that we have, where we put the artificial turf in the infield and resod the outfield, and giving it a new backstop and I think some new benches. So it'll be fitting, that field will be fitting and befitting, I believe, the Weequahic Park community, and also be up to the standards of the rest of the fields in our park system. And the board was provided with a letter from Principal Thomas, Thomas Kalik from the Weequahic High School. And I won't read the whole thing, but I think it's important to hear a part of it at least. He says, "Dear Director," this is directed to Director Salvante. "Dear Director Salvante, as you know, Weequahic High School has a long, proud, and rich tradition, one that has contributed to decades of community pride, athletic excellence, and youth development. Today, that tradition is at risk without access to a proper home baseball diamond. With this in mind, I am humbly sending you this correspondence to express the urgent need and profound importance of constructing a varsity baseball field in Weequahic Park for our students and broader community. Last year, our baseball team completed an entire season without a home diamond. The absence of a dedicated field not only undermines the integrity of the program, but also denies our student athletes an equitable opportunity to practice, compete, and grow in facilities comparable to those afforded to students in other parts of the city and county. A varsity baseball field is not a luxury. It is an absolute necessity for ensuring fair access to athletic opportunities, student engagement, and well-rounded educational experience. Weequahic High School baseball is more than an athletic team. It is a legacy. A fully built varsity field will help us recruit, retain, and inspire student athletes while continuing to build bridges within the community. I respectfully urge your support and leadership in making this project a reality. By investing in a proper varsity field in Weequahic Park, the city will be affirming its commitment to athletic equity, community partnership, and the future of our young people. So, as I alluded to last meeting, this is really a community-driven and educational and school-driven project. And again, it's not a new field. It's simply bringing the other field, bringing this up to standard. There was another question about the quality of the walking, the quality of the walking track versus Branch Brook, and just so you know, both tracks were done with the same specs and also by the same contractor. The difference was that Commissioner Richardson has brought up the fact that some of the pieces are coming up on the Weequahic one. The difference is that the Weequahic track was put in late fall when cooler, and the Branch Brook was done in the summer. And we think that, that alone makes a difference in terms of how the substance adheres to the underlayment. But when the weather warms up in the spring, the contractor will be coming back and redoing those sections of the walkway that were problematic. So that's going to be taken care of. With respect to permits, there was some concern about out-of-county versus in-county permits. And we have 8 in-county organizations who have permits on the sports field at Weequahic, and 6 out-of-county organizations that have permits. In some cases, we can have, why the out-of-county address might be New York or something like that, but they are the parent organization for a local. So it's sometimes deceiving about where the organization is from. But we also have, in some cases, where we have in-county organizations that also have teams from other, like New York, that might come in and play in our local leagues. So the problem of, I think it's the problem of out-of-county people usurping time is not what we thought it was, or what others may have thought. The other thing I can say is that the way the process works is when the gates open, so to speak, and you can register for a permit, it's not on a first-come, first-served basis. So you can be early registered, but then Dan and his team take all the people who want to use the fields. They evaluate, are you local, are you not local, did you use the field last year, you've been with us for a long time, so all those things are taken into account. So there was a concern that, the outside guys know when the thing's opening up. It's like buying concert tickets, you get in, you get it. It doesn't work that way. All it means is that you're registered, but it doesn't mean you're going to necessarily get a field. The final thing that came up, and I spoke with local representatives from the area about the rink concept. There was, in my conversation, there was not any enthusiasm whatsoever with respect to skating, ice skating. But there was some response to and some enthusiasm behind looking at a roller possibility, even if it's not a permanent. Sometimes like there's organizations that do pop-up rinks and things like that. So Director Salvanti and his team are evaluating that as a possibility for the park. But that's an ongoing effort. But we're seeing if that's something that can happen. So I think those were the issues that were raised, and if any other questions the board have, happy to address them.
Thank you.
And
We
also
appreciate
Mr. Zates is here as well, who can.
We appreciate that. So with respect to Vailsburg, the long jump pit is being evaluated to see if it's possible. The kitchen is being inspected on Friday. The Weequahic Park, the baseball field in question is not something in question. In fact, we voted for it. We have a letter of support. That letter indeed has been sent to all of the commissioners, so everyone should have a copy of it. If anyone needs to see it here, I have a copy here at the dais. And then with respect to the track, that's going to be, it makes sense obviously to address those concerns when the weather is better and we have better adhesion, which seems to be the likely culprit for that. By summing it up pretty much, and then with the permits, the list may be somewhat deceptive at outside groups, but the majority of the groups we believe are truly intended to be Essex County people.
Correct.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. All right, let's bring up Josh. Let's start with 22 through 26, and again, we'll be doing, I'm sorry, yeah, the 22 to 26? No, that's not correct, I'm sorry. That was the page ahead. It is 13 to 21, with 36 and 38 as added starters. Thank you. Mr. Josh.
Joshua Zates, Essex County Parks. Number 13 is a contract award to Traffic Safety Service to furnish and deliver rental portable light towers, amount not to exceed $126,660. This is for the various light towers that we rent for the summer concerts, the holiday lights over at the zoo, and any other kind of park event that would take place during the evening. Number 14 is State of New Jersey Department of Community Affairs acceptance and execution of a grant application for Branchbrook Park improvements. This is specifically for pedestrian safety surfaces. The amount of the grant is $1,375,000. It's going to be to improve pedestrian crosswalks, add some non-slip paving, ramp improvements, pathway lighting, and signage. Number 14 is State of New Jersey Department of Community Affairs acceptance and execution of grant application for Riverbank Park improvements. This grant is for $400,000. It's for playground safety amenities such as rubber safety surface improvements, equipment maintenance, and signage. Number 16 is a bit of housekeeping. This is a resolution we do every year based on Commissioner Council's recommendation back in 2004 to waive the budget levels over 1998 so that we can then get to number 17, which is the resolution authorizing the release and acceptance of Essex County Recreation Open Space Trust Fund, amount not to exceed $7,424,906 for salaries and wages in 2026. This is a slight increase from 2025. In 2025, we were at $7,432,885. This year, again, it's $7,674,906. And this includes a slight increase in salaries of $58,000, overtime's $100,000, and then the fringe increase is $79,000. And then tied into that is number 18, which is the $250,000 from open space. That's for capital improvements. That stays the same as last year. Number 19, authorization to use the Recreation Open Space Trust Fund for flooring at the Turtleback Zoo Savannah Cafe, amount not to exceed $97,339. This is for flooring improvements, removal and disposal of the existing vinyl flooring, the prep of the subflooring, and then to furnish and install new flooring. We anticipate that this project would start in January when typically the zoo is a little less crowded. Number 20, authorization to use the Essex County Recreation Open Space Trust Fund for tree work and stump removal at Monty Irvin Orange Park, amount not to exceed $100,000. This is for an existing contract. This is just simply a funding mechanism for the tree work and stump removal over at Monty Irvin Orange Park. Number 21 is a contract award to Dot Design, Fury Image, and Fortress Graphics and Sign Labs to furnish and deliver banners and signs, 24-month contract, not to exceed $200,000. This is for any kind of signage or banners that the Parks Department would use throughout the course of a year. And then moving on to number
36, 37, and 38. I omitted to say 37 earlier.
Sure. Number 36 is a negotiated contract with V. Roach & Sons to provide deer butchering services, amount not to exceed $20,000. Since the deer management program started in 2008, the number of venison that's been donated to community food banks is 61,761 pounds. This contract with V. Roach is for the same price per carcass that it was previously, which is $100 per carcass. Number 37, a contract award to Bug Company of Minnesota, furnish and deliver frozen live animal food for the Turtleback Zoo, amount not to exceed $75,000. Right now, the Turtleback Zoo has an animal population of 150 species, which accounts for approximately 1,500 animals. This contract is for the bug portion of the frozen and live animal food. It would feed reptiles, aquatic species, and small mammals who would eat bugs. And finally, number 39, contract award to Middle Valley Farms and WF Fisher, two lowest responsive bidders for hay and animal food at the Turtleback Zoo, amount not to exceed $165,000. And this would feed all the farm animals, and also we use the hay for bedding for various other animals. So happy to answer any questions the board may have.
Thank you, Mr. Zates. Mr. Baz, any questions on these items?
There are no questions. I just want to remind the board, though, at number 16, it is required by ordinance from 2004 that the board must vote to allow the county to utilize the trust fund to complete some of the projects that Mr. Zates outlined.
Thank you, Mr. Baz. Mr. McInerney, any questions?
On Resolution 17, what are the fringe benefits? component of that number. Do they get health benefits in there or no?
Joshua Zates, Essex County Parks. Through you, Mr. President, yeah, that's, it accounts for any kind of uniform allotment as well as health benefits and then other incentives.
What's the qualification in that category for health benefits?
It would,
Same as county?
yeah, same. So the open space fund, it's just the funding mechanism for that.
At
It's-
one point,
yeah.
I thought we did not
No.
provide health benefits for them, going back.
We good? Any other
I'm done,
questions?
I'm done.
Okay, thank you. Commissioners, Commissioner Mary Thomas?
Through you, Mr. President. Firstly, thank you, Mr. Zates and Mr. Jackson, for your insights. I'll speak to Mr. Jackson in a quick second. For the open space trust fund, is it usual per fiscal year that we access some of these funds to make park improvements, or if you could just speak to the regularity of this type of resolution?
Sure. Through you, Mr. President, Joshua Zates, Essex County Parks. Yeah, we've been doing the capital improvement funds for at least the last 5 or 6 years, if not further. And it's 5 or 6 years ago it was 200, and then the last 3 or 4 years it's been bumped up to 250.
Got it. And so it's just because of the capital improvement plan?
Correct.
essentially, right?
Yeah. Typically, if it's some tree work that we didn't particularly budget for, we would take it out of there, or some other kind of improvement such as that.
Okay, great, thank you. And then my second question kind of dovetails really well to what Mr. Jackson shared, and I appreciate that update because I think last week's meeting came with a lot of fervor, a lot of questions, a lot of concerns, but also some of it was connected to some misinformation. So I appreciated you using today's opportunity to kind of clarify the things that weren't misinformed, but also that were based off misinformation, but also want to lift up that part of the areas of misinformation to me that emerged was because perhaps there's more that we could do as a county government as far as our communication, right? So when there are, major improvements happening in a park that one are just at scale, you can see them. Like you can't drive through Woodward Park and not see what's going on at the baseball field, right? So when we have these things that are happening at scale and that can either disrupt the flow of the culture of our space, what are the ways that we're kind of communicating that with the community so that folks know in advance? One of the things that I suggested last week, and some version of this may already exist, but I'd love to work with my commissioners in the administration and kind of building this out, is some kind of quarterly community meeting with perhaps it's district-based, right? So we let people know who are the local organizations or communities that are deeply embedded in said park in our district, that we forecast these are the major projects that are going to be going on, right? And these are how these come about. So that way people kind of know in advance, oh, okay, in December or November, we may see some changes in the baseball field. Now, of course, we can't always account for everything. Some things will happen, and they may not be in time for that meeting, but at least different mechanisms like that can help get us ahead of the curve as far as communication, and people can, one, have the accurate information early. So I look forward to kind of exploring what those possibilities could look like with you guys. And that connects to my question for 13. It looks like it's around kind of pedestrian improvements in Branch Brook Park. Is that something that will actually cause some kind of barrier or obstruction within the pedestrian space? Or is that something that's fairly minor and kind of, not as disruptive, you think?
Sure. Joshua Zates, Essex County Parks.
14, correct, excuse me, 14.
Through you, Mr. President. We're in the very preliminary stage now. It hasn't even been designed.
Okay.
The first step is to actually get the funds, certified and all that. But certainly any kind of disturbance to the usual use of the park, we would post some signage and let the public know.
Let me ask you one other question too, Mr. Zates, while I have you. This came up last week. This was around the skating rink in Branch Brook Park. There was questions around, not necessarily the management of it, but the fact that prices are going up and people are like, dang, it's really hard for me to afford to bring a family to Branch Brook. I remember when I was coming up, it was much cheaper, but that was not that long ago, but still kind of long ago. And when I looked at the prices after hearing the community outcry, I was like, wow, these are higher than they used to be. Of course, we just live in an economy where prices have to increase because cost of labor, et cetera, increases. But I'm wondering if you or someone from the county government can speak to the prices and how we determine what those rates look like each year.
Sure. So Joshua Zates, Essex County Parks. Just to piggyback on that, I remember when White Castle burgers were a quarter, so I'm going back a ways here.
Mr. Zates.
Before my time.
That puts it in perspective, doesn't it? That
Mr.
can apply
Zates.
to any answer about inflation.
I remember when the dollar store, you said things were actually $1, not $1.50, so I hear you.
Mr. Zates, what is indeed the price of a burger today? Do you?
I know my doctor told me to stop eating that, so I can.
I'm glad to hear that, sir.
To answer your question about the Branchburg Park roller skating rink, that's actually a rented facility. The county owns it, but we do lease that out to be managed, so we don't have much say in any of the pricing. That's all privately managed, so to speak.
And how long has it been privately managed?
Oh, I mean, I've been here 21 years, and it certainly exceeds my time here.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, and maybe this is a longer conversation, but you know, obviously we've been in relationship with that organization for some time now. I think it would be great if we could work with them to get some kind of community day once a year or some special race where, even if it's not all the time, because obviously, you know, people need to make revenue, but there's something special for Essex County residents that have made Branchburg Park. Like when I was growing up, I feel like it was just people from Jersey who were there. We would also go to Skate 22, but now you look at Branchburg Park, it's people from all across the country coming down to that rink. And so what might it look like for the people who helped made that rink what it is to get some kind of special day or support so that they can actually take their families there and then not break the bank. So I'd love to just explore what that might look like down the line, because it seems to be a real valid community outcry for something.
Yeah, certainly, I'll talk to the director and the deputy director, and then we can certainly reach out to the management team over there and suggest that.
Great, thank you.
Mr. McInerney?
I just would, with that contract, I recall there, if I'm not mistaken, there was an audit provision in there for the county, for whatever reason, but is it possible to get a copy of that contract?
Yeah, we could certainly provide that to the board.
Yeah, I want to see it, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Commissioner Vice President?
Thank you. I want to thank Mr. Jackson for his response for all the questions and concerns that came out last week from the community residents that came out. Question, I think Matt sent an email back to us related to the rates. Was the email saying that there was not a difference in the rate that we charge for county residents versus non-county residents that use the park?
So Joshua Zates, Essex County Parks. To you, Mr. President. So we are developing our 2026 rate package, and when we present that to the board, I think the board will be happy to see that there are different line items for county versus non-county, definitely with the golf course, and then also profit versus non-profit for permits. So that's something we look forward to bringing to the board early next year.
So, Mr. Jackson, when Director Solante's office get the applications, they evaluate whether you're in town and out of town, and then they assess what the fee is going to be.
Well, the fees are set by the board, but what they do when they get the applications is they evaluate, and Josh can speak to it more intelligently than I, but basically, what I was trying to make was that the fact that you get in earlier than somebody else, as long as you get in within the application window, you're evaluated equally. And I think the concern was that some of the outside groups, you know, at 12:01, they get their thing, and in their audit, they take the field. It doesn't work that way. That was the point I was saying.
So the county residents are still getting first
Yes.
opportunity over the non-county
Yes,
residents,
and if you-
despite the public perception.
Correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Commissioner Gill?
Thank you, Mr. President. Just to, and I know this is not the time, but to piggyback on that, and I've been talking about this for over a decade probably now, or longer than I'd like to remember, but the for-profit sports leagues that are utilizing our fields are subsidizing their businesses on our back, so to speak. And I would like to, I'll put it on record now, and we'll have more time to talk about this during the budget hearings, but I would like to see a continued increase in the amount of fees that the for-profit leagues have to pay to utilize our facilities. We are subsidizing for-profit businesses with taxpayer dollars, and we should be getting every single ounce out of those for-profit sports leagues. I'm not against for-profit sports leagues, but
when we do that. So I know there's a change now where they're paying more than nonprofit sports leagues, but I think one of the things that maybe we should look at as we enter into that budget process is to expand that even more. Secondly, through you, Mr. President, very happy to see, the firm that does the signage, for the parks. They do great work. If through you, Mr. Jackson, if you could mention to the administration that we have a lot of great pictures of our commissioners as well, that I'm sure we would be happy to have included, and all the beautiful signage that is around the county of Essex. So when we approve this tonight, that we approve it with the full support of the company and the great work they do, but also just mention to them again that there's also 9 members of the Commissioner Board who also have great headshots that would be happy to be included in anything that the county is doing and promoting. And with that, thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Commissioner Gill. Commissioner Gill, would you like to move 13 through 21, 36, 37, and 38?
I will move it.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Second by Vice President Cooper. Roll call, Madam Deputy Clerk.
Commissioner Gill?
Yes.
Commissioner Luciano?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercado?
Yes.
Commissioner Murray Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Richardson, absent. Commissioner Siebold, absent. Commissioner Sermons?
Yes.
Commissioner Vice President Cooper? Commissioner President Palmieri?
Yes.
So moved.
Thank you. Let's move on to resolutions 22 through 26. Thank you, Mrs. Hicks. Let's move on to 22 to 26, which are for the Department of Public Works, and they can be read into the record at a later time. Good evening, Mr. Antonio.
Good evening, David Antonio, Department of Public Works. Item number 22 is an award of contract to Brightview Engineering to provide construction engineering and construction support services required to successfully construct the 29 traffic signal and roadway improvements along Grove Street, Clinton Avenue, and Irvington Avenue in an amount not to exceed $280,000. Brightview Engineering submitted the highest rated proposal of the 3 received by the County of Essex, and Mr. Andrew Larson of Brightview Engineering is here this evening to introduce his company and answer any questions the board may have.
Great.
Andrew.
Thank you. Good evening. Please just state your name and affiliation and tell us about the project and your company, please.
My name is Andrew Larson. I am a project manager at Brightview Engineering. We are a small engineering firm that's centered in Livingston. We have over 50% of our employees are Essex County residents. We've been serving various municipalities in Essex County as our traffic engineers and work with the county for previous design and construction inspection services, and we are looking forward to continuing to serve the county.
Thank you, Mr. Larson. Ms. Shabazz, any questions for the vendor over
No
here?
questions.
Mr. McInerney? do you
No
have any
questions.
Commissioners, any questions for the vendor while he's here? Commissioner Vice President Cooper.
For item number 22, are you, is this North Grove Street and East Orange as well? Or just, I didn't have a chance to finish reading on your document.
Through you, Mr. President.
Does this include that intersection that we've gotten, complaints about North Grove and Springdale?
Yes. Through you, Mr. President. Yes, it does, Mr. Commissioner.
All right,
It
great.
does.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Larson.
David Antonio, Department of Public Works. Item number 23, awards Multi-Force a 2-year contract to perform the preventive maintenance and emergency repairs for the county's fuel force management system in an amount not to exceed $62,000. This contract is used to keep the computer and software system used at the county's 9 vehicular fueling locations operational. Item number 24, awards ABC Fire Safety a 2-year contract to inspect, test, and maintain the fire extinguishers and fire hoses located throughout the county's facilities in an amount not to exceed $36,071. ABC Fire Safety submitted the lowest of the 2 bids received by the county. The service provided by this contract ensures that our fire extinguishers and hoses are in compliance with state of New Jersey fire safety regulations. And item number 25 is the exercising of a 2-year option to the existing contracts with Morton Salt and Atlantic Salt to furnish and deliver roadway salt in an amount not to exceed $5 million in the aggregate. This contract extension will allow for the replenishment of the county roadway salt stock as it is depleted during snow and ice events during the winter. And item number 26 authorizes the execution of an agreement with the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection for the reimbursement of equipment and supplies used by the County of Essex in mosquito control activities in an amount of up to $2 million. This agreement will be used to fund administrative, equipment, supplies, and staffing costs associated with the year-round operations of mosquito control performed by the County of Essex. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Antonio. And before I get on to the questions, with respect to 25, a $5 million contract for salt, we haven't come close to use, thankfully, knock on wood, we haven't come close to using it because we haven't had that need for salt because of lack of storms. Is that correct? Can you
Through you, Mr. President, typically, even if we have two of the worst snowstorms, snow seasons, in recent history, that would still cover us.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So we're very well covered there. Thank you for that. Ms. Shabazz, any questions on these items?
No legal concerns.
Mr. McInerney?
No questions.
Commissioners, any
Just-
questions?
Through
Commissioner
you,
Luciano?
Mr. President, I have noticed that throughout the county, we also use the brine. Is that separate? And how much do we use more of the salt or the actual brine on our
Through you,
county
Mr.
roads?
President, the use of the brine is separate from the rock salt. It's a different, not chemical, it's a different product. It's liquid-based. And we usually pre-treat locations of our roadway system that would be prone to an icing or a condition that's more dangerous, like the curbs and the hills. We tend to use more of the roadway salt, actually. That's in weight and in cost. We use more of that. Brine is cheap and it's more efficient, and it's proven to be a great tool to our toolkit for icing and snow events.
Thank you, Mr. Antonio. You actually asked my follow-up questions, so.
Okay. Thank you. That's a good question.
Very good.
Thank you for that. Commissioners, any other questions? Seeing none,
I'll move it.
Commissioner, would you like to move 22 to 26? Moved by Luciano. Do I have a second? Second by Vice President Cooper. Roll call, Madam Deputy Clerk.
Commissioner Gill,
Yes.
Commissioner Luciano,
Yes.
Commissioner Mercado,
Yes.
Commissioner Murray Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Richardson, absent. Commissioner Siebold, absent. Commissioner Sermons,
Yes.
Commissioner Vice President Cooper, Commissioner President Pomaris.
Yes.
So moved.
Let's
Thank
move
you.
on to Resolution 27, which is from the Department of Health and Rehabilitation, the Division of Community Health Services, and that can be read into the record at a later time. Mr. Jackson.
Mr. Coltrane.
Mr. Coltrane, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing well, sir. Thank you.
Very much.
Yourself?
Department of Health and Rehabilitation, Division of Community Health Service, acceptance of a letter of intent for the 2027 Municipal Alliance Grant from the State of New Jersey, Governor's Council on Alcohol and Drug Abuse. Municipal Alliance Grant in the amount of $343,414. This allows for the municipalities to apply for the grant money, for next year.
Thank you. Ms. Shabazz, any questions?
No questions.
Mr. McInerney?
No questions.
Commissioners? Seeing none, so I'm going to move it, please. Moved by Vice President Cooper. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mary Thomas. Roll call, Madam Deputy Clerk, 27.
Commissioner Sermons,
Yes.
Commissioner Siebold, absent. Commissioner Richardson, absent. Commissioner Murray Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Mercado,
Yes.
Commissioner Luciano,
Yes.
Commissioner Gill,
Yes.
Commissioner Vice President Cooper, Commissioner President Pomaris.
Yes.
So moved.
Let's move on to Resolution 28, which is in the Office of the Prosecutor and can be read into the record at a later time. Mr. Coltrane?
This is a professional service agreement to provide court reporter service for various county agencies. The award is to Elite Transcription, January 1, 2026 through December 31st, 2026, an amount not to exceed $200,000.
Thank you. Ms. Shabazz, any questions?
No questions.
Mr. McInerney?
No questions.
Commissioners, any questions? Someone to move it? Moved by Gill, second. Second by Vice President Cooper. Roll call, Madam Deputy Clerk, at 28.
Commissioner Sermons,
Yes.
Commissioner Siebold, absent. Commissioner Richardson, absent. Commissioner Murray Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Mercado,
Yes.
Commissioner Luciano,
Yes.
Commissioner Gill,
Yes.
Commissioner Vice President Cooper, Commissioner President Pomeroy.
Yes.
So moved.
Let's move on to resolutions 2930 and added starter number 30, Department of Administration and Finance, and can be read into the record at a later time.
Department of Administration and Finance, Office of Human Resource, Contract Award, FMLA Source, Inc. This is a 2-year contract extension, January 19, 2026 through January 18, 2028, amount not to exceed $150,205.44.
You want to do 30? Are you doing 30 as well?
No, I'm doing 30 also.
Okay.
Department of Administration and Finance, Office of Purchasing, approval of the 2026 Omnibus, January 1, 2026 to December 31, 2026. Amount not to exceed, hold on, $40 million. And remember this, that the Office of Purchasing does not spend this money. All the departments who utilize state contracts, all the co-ops, you are allowing me to approve them and review those purchase orders this way. Otherwise, we do about 50,000 purchase orders a year, and everyone would have to come back to this.
And we do this every year, correct? This is just a normal
And
function.
this is done
we do.
annually.
Okay. Understood. And what about 39?
39, Office of County Council. This is this gentleman to my left. He will speak on that.
Let's hold off on that. Let's vote on 29 and 30. So before we do that,
I'm sorry.
29, 30, and 39. I think 39 is yours.
39. Administrative lease agreement between the County of Essex and Tara Kennedy Realtor LLC, execution of permitting the county to lease space at 155 Prospect Avenue, West Orange, January 1, 2026 through December 31st, 2027. Amount not to exceed $299,174.73. We do have a current lease with them, and this new lease, this is where Parks is right now. We're moving Parks out of that building. We are now adding the Sheriff's Internal Affairs Division and the Department of Transportation buses, which will be parked there until we build our new building in Verona.
Right, the one that we just purchased that earlier this year. Okay. Ms. Shabazz, any questions on 29, 30, and 39?
No questions, Mr. President.
Mr. McInerney?
No questions.
Commissioners, any questions?
I'll move.
Moved by Luciano, do I have a second? Second by Vice President Cooper. Roll call, Madam Deputy Clerk, on 29, 30, and 39.
Commissioner Gill,
Yes.
Commissioner Luciano,
Yes.
Commissioner Mercado,
Yes.
Commissioner Murray Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Richardson, absent Commissioner Siebold, absent Commissioner Sermons,
Yes.
Commissioner Vice President Cooper, Commissioner President Pomeroy.
Yes.
So moved.
Let's move on to resolutions 31 through 35, which are 2025 county budget insertion of items of revenue from various sources and can be read into the record at a later time. Mr. Jackson?
Mr. President, item 31 is in the amount of $1,375,000. Is a grant from the Department of Community Affairs to our Parks Department for the improvements and pedestrian safety upgrades at Branchbrook Park, including roadway improvements, new crossing signs, striping, signage, and tree pruning, and there's no county match. Similarly, item 32 for Riverbank Park, also from the Department of Community Affairs, in the amount of $400,000 for similar upgrades with no county match. Item 33 relates back to item number 26, which is the $2 million for our Department of Public Works with the mosquito control operation, and there is an amount of $2 million, and there is no county match for this as well. Item 34 is a reimbursement to our Board of Elections in the amount of $723,601.72. This is reimbursement for the 2025 primary early voting efforts. Item 35, similarly, is for the Board of Elections, and this is a reimbursement for the 2025 primary and general election day grant. Again, $18,341.03, and there is no county match.
We're at 35, right?
I think I did 35, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah.
all for you at the moment.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Ms. Shabazz, any questions on these?
No questions.
Mr. McInerney?
No questions.
Commissioners, any questions on 31 and 35? Seeing none, someone to move it? Moved by Vice President Cooper, second by Luciano. Roll call, Madam Deputy Clerk.
Commissioner Gill,
Yes.
Commissioner Luciano,
Yes.
Commissioner Mercado,
Yes.
Commissioner Murray Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Richardson, absent, Commissioner Siebold, absent, Commissioner Sermons,
Yes.
Commissioner Vice President Cooper, Commissioner President Palmeris.
Yes.
So moved.
Okay, let's go on to, I think we may have skipped one here. Let's go back to number 40, because I don't think we did 40. Office of the County Administrator.
Yes, Mr. President, this is a change order in the amount of $150,000. This is part of our TMVR program. The board approved in our 2025 budget an amount of $200,000 to support this effort out of operating funds. We have been very successful in this effort, and we are looking for more money to ensure that we're able to do the additional procedures as a result of the success. As you know, we started out with one group. I think it was Associated was our first one, and we're now up to 3 agencies performing the procedures. Everyone seems to be thrilled with it, and again, we're looking for some more money to ensure that we're able to do even more procedures as a result.
It's been a phenomenal program. It's highly successful. I think we should all be very proud of that. So that's really going to curb the feral cat population in the communities that really face a significant problem with that. So thank you. Ms. Shabazz, any questions on 40?
No questions.
Mr. McInerney, any questions on 40? Commissioners, questions on 40? Commissioner, Vice President?
How much is the increase actually in here?
We're going from 200,000 to 350.
Wow. If Molly I was here, she would be really excited to be the administration and with the board for supporting this. I want to thank the board and administration for all the work that we've done collectively with moving this program along throughout the county. We've had a positive impact on reducing the feral cat community. So thank you guys.
And thank you for your leadership on the issue, Madam Vice President.
Thank you. Madam Vice President, would you like to move it?
Yes.
Second? Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mary Thomas. Roll call, Madam Deputy Clerk, on 40.
Commissioner Gill,
Yes.
Commissioner Luciano,
Yes.
Commissioner Mercado,
Yes.
Commissioner Murray Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Richardson, absent, Commissioner Siebold, absent, Commissioner Sermons,
Yes.
Commissioner Vice President Cooper, Commissioner President Palmeris.
Yes.
So moved.
We got some matter starters we're going to come back to, but right now let's go to resolutions 44 through 56, which are memoriams, commendations, proclamation resolutions, and they could be read into the record at a later time. Commissioners, any questions or comments?
I'll move.
Moved by Luciano, second by Vice President Cooper. Roll call, Madam Deputy Clerk, on 44 through 56.
Mr. President.
Go ahead, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm
Hold
so
on a second.
sorry.
Commissioner Gill.
Just on, if 46 hasn't been presented, could I ask Commissioner Mercado if I could be added to?
Fine with me. Commissioner Mercado, Commissioner Gill is requesting to co-sponsor number 46 with you. Is that all right?
Yes.
So moved. All right. We'll make the notation. Thank you, Commissioner Gill. So we're moved by Luciano, second by Vice President Cooper. Roll call, Madam Deputy Clerk, on 44 to 56.
Commissioner Gill,
Yes.
Commissioner Luciano,
Yes.
Commissioner Mercado,
Yes.
Commissioner Murray Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Richardson, absent, Commissioner Siebold, absent, Commissioner Sermons,
Yes.
Commissioner Vice President Cooper, Commissioner President Palmeris.
Yes.
So moved.
Okay, let's go back to added starters. We did 40, so we have number 42 and 43, which are from the Office of the County Administrator and the Office of County Counsel, respectively. Mr. Jackson, is 42 yours and 43 Jerome's?
42 and 43 belong to Mr. St. John.
Okay, thank you. Mr. St. John.
Excuse me, are these the last 2 matters for the evening? Excuse me.
May not be, we'll see.
A point of interest, everyone. I want to thank the Sheriff Jones, Chief Spango, our Administrator, Mr. Jackson, Sylvia Hall, Mr. Mohammed, and our outside counsel, Joe Hannon. We've successfully completed the last contract negotiation, with sheriffs, rank and file today. We signed an MOA. We'll be returning to you on the 14th for your approval, and that's the last one. And I want to thank the executive team from the union. They were tough negotiators, but fair negotiators. And do you agree with that, Mr. Jackson?
Yes, sir.
So we're happy with the conclusion, well in the parameters of everything we discussed with you over the last many months. So you'll be happy when you see it on the 14th.
Excellent.
Okay? Two matters. Number 42 is the annual list of outside counsel that the county counsel's office is allowed to choose from to hire lawyers. Bad news is the list is shrinking because people don't want to work for what we're being paid. I am comfortable that we are being well represented, and if there comes a time when I don't think that we're well represented, I'm going to come back to you and say, we can't do it anymore. So I've gotten some additional lawyers that I never worked with in the past to get on our list this year. I've made some outside calls, get people interested. That's number 42. Number 43 is simply a list of appraisers in case we need to appraise some property. Those are the two matters.
Thank you. Ms. Shabazz, any questions on 42 or 43?
No questions, Mr. President.
Mr. McInerney, any questions on 42?
Yeah, the idea that every contract that we get every year goes up, and yet I think our fee has stayed stagnant on the legal side. That makes no sense not to raise it if you're running into problems finding people that are reluctant to work for $150 an hour. So just raise the fee, make it competitive.
We really work together to do everything we possibly can to keep but we need the quality, right?
Right, but this year you had very good control over your settlement of suits, I thought. And you used them as well, but I'm saying there's a time where you just have to raise the fee. That's what we constantly hearing, that the legal fee is too low.
I take it, I have a moral obligation to come back to you. When I don't think we're getting well served, I'm coming back to you.
Okay.
All right?
All right,
As
well-
of today, we are well served.
Okay.
If we're not, we've lost a couple good firms this past year, but I replaced them, okay? So if I can't replace them, I'm not going to have us represented by firms that I don't think represent us appropriately.
No,
That's simple.
there's the fact that you have a lower rate, but you are guaranteed payment. And so there's some enticement to offset the lower fee based on 100% collectability,
Thank you, Mr. McInerney. Commissioners, any questions on 42 or 43? Seeing none, so I'm going to move it. Moved by Vice President Cooper. Second on Luciano. Roll call, Madam Deputy Clerk, on 42 and 43.
Commissioner Sermons?
Yes.
Commissioner Siebold, absent. Commissioner Richardson, absent. Commissioner Murray Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercado?
Yes.
Commissioner Luciano?
Yes.
Commissioner Gill?
Yes.
Commissioner Vice President Cooper? Commissioner President Palmieri?
Yes.
So moved.
Okay. Mr. St. John, I believe you worked the last two items on the agenda. Every once in a while, it comes around, right? So.
Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, let's move on to the report of board committees. I know we've kind of vetted a number already, and we're at the end of the year. So do we have any board reports at this point? Seeing none, do you have any legislative reports? Okay, we did have a written communication that Mr. Jackson read earlier, so do we have any others? Seeing none. Any unfinished business? New business? All right, let's move on to public comment. If there's any member of the public who would like to comment on any matter, please come to the microphone and state your name, address, affiliation for the record. You will have 4 minutes to speak.
Excuse me, before you start, Merry Christmas to everyone, all right? I'm going home. So, I probably will see most of you before then. Really, thanks for everything this year, and I really want you to all enjoy the holiday.
Thank you. Thank you. You as well, sir. Good evening, madam.
Good evening. My name is Pamela McElvin. I advocate for Bellsburg Park. I came in at the tail end, but I did hear the mention that the inspection will be this Friday.
Yes, there were several reports with Vailsburg. There's an inspection on Friday with the kitchen with respect to that, and there's also, they're reviewing the long jump pit at the truck facility, and that's under consideration.
Thank you. I appreciate
No
that.
problem. I know you came at the very end of that, so So I wanted to make sure, because you were here advocating for it last week.
Okay. I appreciate that. I want to thank you, thank you all, but I want to piggyback off of something that Commissioner Cooper had mentioned last week about putting the signs up about the closing of the park. They should be at the entrance of the park when the park is closed, but we do have people still there after hours, at the park, and it shouldn't be, So that I would like to see signs, which I had mentioned that and had contacted Dan and Jackie in reference to several signs that should be there in the park. But the hours of closing, I think would be greatly appreciated. I don't have much more to say right now. I'm excited that its kitchen going to be inspected, so I can move on. Thank you, but I will be back.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a great holiday.
Thank you. Mr. Jackson, to the point, if we can just take a look at what signage we have with respect to the hours of operation for the park.
Sure,
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else wishing to speak at this time? Okay, Madam Deputy Clerk, let the record reflect that there's no one wishing to speak at this time, so let's move on to Commissioner comment session. Commissioners? Commissioner Luciano?
Through you, Mr. President, I just want to put on record, I was here early this evening, and my hat goes off to our Commissioner colleague, Mary Thomas. She honored 4 different groups. One in particular really hit home for me. We had the Shabazz football team from 2025 in front of us, and they've been an outstanding team. We had one individual who spoke to us who will be going on for a full scholarship to Stanford University. And I think that that's something we should all be proud of as residents of Essex County and members of this board. So to you, Commissioner, thank you for what you did tonight, and I was glad to be a part of it.
Thank you, Commissioner Luciano. And I was going to ask Commissioner Mary Thomas, as we usually try to recap, can you give us a recap of what took place prior to our meeting today?
Absolutely. Thank you, and thank you for that, that nod, Commissioner Luciano, and for being there and showing the young men and all of the community members so much love. So, yeah, one of our honorees was the Malcolm X Shabazz high school football team. This year, they made it to the state finals. They actually, their loss was maybe earlier this week or last week, so it's very bittersweet for them, but they made history in their trajectory to the states. They ended with a record of 12-2. And what's more important to me is not, to your point, not just what they're doing on the field, but how what they're doing on the field is translating to what's happening in the classroom. So I want to give a special shout out to their principal, Dr. Buckman, who I knew from when she was a principal at Speedway near the park, and who's just been doing incredible work there, to Coach Gaines, who this is actually his second young person going to Stanford University from Malcolm X Shabazz High School. Every single year they have young people going on to college, but not only are they going on to college, they're giving back to their community and doing extraordinary things. And so we had close to 40 young people from the Malcolm X Shabazz High School here. You should have seen them. They had I don't know if you guys are on TikTok or Instagram, but there's a whole movement called like the quarter zip movement. The young guys are like, no more hoodies, we're wearing quarter zips. So all the young men are in here in their quarter zips and their khaki pants, and just brilliant and amazing. And so it was an honor to celebrate them. It was an honor to celebrate the BAPS congregation of Clifton Mondeer, who actually, they're based both in Passaic County and Essex County. And they're a congregation, a Hindu congregation that does extraordinary community service work, and we celebrated them for their Diwali celebration that occurred last month, as well as a Clinton Hill Action Community Organization, who actually, when I leave here, I'm going to go to their holiday event. They just do incredible work every single day, helping make sure that our seniors have supports that they need. They have a community-run grocery store. They have a rent and mortgage assistance for communities, all types of things. So an honor to celebrate them, as well as a woman of the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, Omega Cron Corporation chapter based here in Newark and in Essex County, who has a whole initiative around mothers who are grieving infantile deaths and making sure that these mothers don't have to grieve alone. And so they go directly to the hospitals and the like and make sure they provide for women and families who are grieving the unexpected death of children. And so it was an honor to celebrate all of these incredible Essex County residents. And thank you for the opportunity to my Commissioner Ward and Luciano for that acknowledgement. Thank you.
And to your point, that high school has an exceptional marching band, because I see them perform
yeah.
every year in Belleville.
Oh, yeah.
They're like a highlight of the performance. And the quarter zip movement is real. My boys have been asking me to take them off for that. So it's a real deal. Any other comments, commissioners? I do have one more on the 18th. The county executive and his team and volunteers and staff will be doing the annual food drive. This is the last one of the year. We've had a good number of them this year, regrettably, because of the issues with SNAP. And then we had the annual turkey one that we do for Thanksgiving, and this is the holiday one. And it's, if you haven't done it, I do it every year. It's a nice way to close out the year, because after that, pretty much a lot of people kind of just, you know, we get busy with our families and all. So to that end, I'd encourage you to go do that. Commissioner
Mr. President, through you, will that be at South
Cody
Mountain?
Arena.
Cody
Yeah,
Arena?
at the
I know
Cody
we jump back and forth.
Yeah,
to
the
different
Cody
locations.
Arena seems to be its new home there. We do one at the Cherry Blossom Center for the Thanksgiving and that one there. So, I also want to take this opportunity, since this is our last meeting, our reorganization meeting will take place on January 7th, but until then, thank you all. 2025 has been, as they seem to be, long years as we get a little older, so I want to thank our colleagues. We have newer to the role up here, but not new to us. Ms. Shabazz, Mr. Martino is new to the group, so both of you, we're happy. We hope you're here again for next year and like it. We'll stick around. Mr. Jackson, to you and to your team, thank you very much for always, you know, your professionalism when it comes to running these meetings. It's a lot of work that we do here. And then we will have the budget hearings at the end of January. So we'll be posting the calendar of events, meeting schedule and all that on January 7th when we officially vote on it, but reorganization will be here Wednesday, the 7th at 5 p.m. If anyone has nothing else, do you have a motion to adjourn?
Move.
Moved by Luciano, second by Gil. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Yes. Commissioners, if you could just
Aye.
hang on for a second. Here for a second.